Hello and welcome to Goodrick Farms. We're back with another episode of Nebraska Lands, and today we're going to be trying to run multiple contracts at the same time. I've gone ahead and picked up a couple of contracts I saw when I got set up today, and the first one we have is actually a spraying contract for field 65, and if I can get this guy pointed the right way down the road here, we'll start getting him sent out here. We're heading out to field 26 because I've already got an auto drive course that goes to here, but field 65 is this humongous field right over here. I mean, look at the fields we've harvested so far. Field 26, we harvested field 13, I believe. We sprayed field 43. I mean, this thing is bigger than all three of those combined, but it's worth quite a bit of money if we can fertilize that. Now, you know, we've already discovered that solid fertilizer would probably be the cheaper way to go, but we're going to continue to run with our liquid fertilizer setup here and just kind of cheese things out with a minimum spray value. But I'm going to get this guy out here. We're going to have to create a little bit of an auto drive loop just so that I can have him get back out to this field and start spraying and going back and forth automatically. But our goal is to just have this guy out there making money, continually doing these spray contracts while we go and get this harvest contract going, which I've got a harvest contract on field 32. And if we just take a quick look at the map, field 32 is right down here across from field 43, which we've already got an auto drive track to get down to here. So part of my goal when I'm looking at the contracts was let's just make stuff easier and not have to create a whole bunch of new paths and stuff, just the loops into the existing fields. So I'm going to get this guy out to the field and we'll get checked in over there, and then we'll talk about what we're going to do on the harvesting side of things. A lot of people have asked me to give those Nexat harvesters a second go with the course play and try and loop things around the other way and see if I can get multiple of those going with automated unloading and stuff. And so since I've got so many comments both on the YouTube videos and Discord for giving that a shot and seeing if I could get it working, we're going to give that one more episode. We'll see how it goes. And you know what? If it doesn't go well, we can always switch things out and do something else. Now, I'm out here at what I believe is field 65. I'm just going to double check on the map. Look at how big this field is. And we're going to make this nice and easy. There's not really any official driveway entrances as far as I know. So I'm going to just bring the path right on over into here. And I'm going to set this up as if I was possibly a semi for harvest. So let me put this here up. Let's leave the arms in for a second. I'm going to set this as field 65, and then I am going to bring this forward. And it's gonna, whoa, stop, where's my mouse? This is gonna come right back into the road facing that way. And then we might as well do the standard, have it go both ways, right? So let's set up a few points as long as we're here. And then we will get rocking on this contract. Come straight in, we're gonna generate a course because we're in the field. Create job, field work, course generator. Same thing we always do, 2 headlands, nothing special. And even though this is a square field, it took a minute to generate, but as you can see, it's gonna be a pretty straightforward course play course. I must have set it up to do the headlands last. I can't remember how I've got my defaults set up here, but we have the latest version of Courseplay now, which has changed how it looks quite a bit. But I think this is a progress bar now. I'm not really sure, but we're going to go ahead and get this guy started. I have my auto drive mode here, and I'm going to set this to load. And we are doing, I'm going to leave it on the herbicide point because that's the further one forward, but we're going to use liquid fertilizer, and I want to see if this will handle doing both for me. And then we're going to come back to field 65. We're going to leave the course play mode on here. I've got a fieldwork course, first waypoint. Everything looks good here. So let me go ahead and just tell him to start off on the first waypoint here, and we'll see how this goes. I had not updated course play in quite a while, and I had a number of people tell me I should get the latest version off of GitHub because there's a lot of great changes and updates and whatnot going on here. So we've got it. We're going to try it. We're going to see how it works. And it does indeed look like we're off to the races. This is an hour-and-a-half spraying course, not counting the time we're going to have to run back and forth to refill our spray. So we're already at 97%, and we've just gotten started here. But we are moving now. Everything's looking good. So I'm going to assume that this guy is going to get his job done without any problems. And we'll check on him in a little while to make sure that he's not sitting somewhere out of spray because our test with auto drive here is not working. And I'm going to jump over here to our other vehicles, and we're going to get these guys sent out here to this other field. Now we're trying to get to field 32, but we're going to send them to field 43 because that is the one that we've got auto drive points for right now. And then we will adjust as necessary. Now, we don't own any of these fields. We are doing contract mode. And I think that this field 43 point is going to put it out in the middle of the field. So thankfully, we can't destroy the neighbor's crops. And we're going to move this semi down as well. I have looked at getting a new trailer that's a single hopper trailer at some point here. I think I've got some mods installed now. I'm not entirely sure. And oh my, look at that. He is raising up his hood. Somebody mentioned in the comments about the 715 raising his hood up with auto drive, and I had not noticed that it would do that, but maybe we haven't actually used auto drive to do anything here since we've gotten this. I've always driven that tractor out myself, so that's something to consider. I'll have to look into that now that it's actually happening to me. This did not seem to happen in the prior iteration. That's certainly odd. Looking here, I also didn't realize that auto drive would draw the course on the map. Man, I have forgotten more about Farm Sim in the last several months than I had recalled. That's okay. We're making progress here. What we're going to do is I'm going to jump out here. Can I teleport to this point? I can't actually teleport to an auto drive point. I was hoping to save myself some trouble and get out to this field and figure out what we need to do. Here you can see we're all set up to do a harvest contract, and I have at least 2 of these Nexat harvesters, and this just didn't work out for me. I know a lot of people had recommended that I can just run the course in the opposite direction, and you know, if I've got this pipe out, I can just run counterclockwise, then the pipe will be out. And I have 2 major concerns with this, or really 1 major concern and then a major problem that we've run into. And the first concern is, you'll notice here on our grain cart that grain carts are designed to always be filled from the right-hand side. You'll see that there's a low side and a high side. Now, can I fill this from the high side with that auger? Probably, but the other part of that is, you know, normally when you're running around with a grain cart, you've got your pipe out. And what I'm worried is going to happen is this right here, where it comes up to unload and we just, we cross pipes and bad things happen. Even if course player auto drive or whatever is going to always put the pipe back in for me, which I think there's an option for me to do, we are going to always be unloading on the high side, which, as you can see, isn't a problem technically. So we could get this done. So it's a minor concern. I wanted to test that out. Fine, whatever. We could deal with that. Now, the bigger problem is I went through and updated a whole bunch of mods because I hadn't done that since we started playing. And now Courseplay does not work with these Nexat harvesters. I could figure out what previous version I was or where it broke, but I didn't bother to keep my mods because I'm dumb, I guess. And we've got the latest version of Courseplay off of the GitHub page, and now I can't generate a course for the harvester. If we come in here to the AI screen and I create a job, we have to come back to Courseplay Fieldwork. I open up the field generator. I've got empty settings. It doesn't know what to do with this thing. And so now I can't create a harvesting contract, or not a harvesting contract, but a harvesting course with this equipment. So we are not going to be continuing to use these Nexet harvesters just because I don't want to deal with having to figure out what version of Courseplay that broke in and keep downgrading until I find one that it works with. Since I don't have the old version of Courseplay that I was using prior to setting up for this video now, it would be a big hassle, and we're just not going to deal with that. I'm going to go find some other harvesters that are going to work fine, and we will we'll deal with that then. For now, I'm going to unlease all of this equipment that we've leased. I'm going to right size all of my dollars up in the upper right hand corner, and yeah, we'll get back to kind of a status quo, and I'll come in and find some other harvesters that we're going to use in this episode, and we'll move forward from there. I do really appreciate all the comments, though, people trying to help me figure out how I could get these to work. It's really unfortunate that Courseplay is as unstable as it is sometimes, where things that worked in a previous version just stop working in the next version. But that's sometimes how software development and modding goes. So we will we'll just scratch this one off on the, we gave it the old college try, and we'll be back with some other equipment that'll hopefully work. We'll find out. All right, so after a lot of shopping around, we are going to go with maybe the boring, but the tried and true X9. I haven't used this in a while, and I don't think I've ever used it with this obnoxiously large topper or header here. This is the 62-foot header, which is even larger than the 60-foot Honeybee that I thought was the largest header in the game. And I can just, I believe, get the pipe out past the edge of this header. And the wider the header is, the less passes I'm going to have to make around the field. So let's just double check this. It looks possible. I think it's going to be tight, but we're going to give it a shot. I'm curious if I can, yeah, extend that out is going to help me out a lot. And I've gone ahead and generated a, whoops, my game went away. I've gone ahead and generated a Courseplay course here for us. And one of the cool things I've noticed with the new version of Courseplay is it only shows the lines that this combine is going to run. You see this huge gap? I thought something was wrong, because usually the line runs down the middle and you're either left or right of it. But as you switch the course, you can see the other lines for the other part of the course. And I think this is a really cool addition. So I'm going to go ahead and get this combine going. We've leased all of this equipment. And so combine number 1 is going to be on left side here. We're going to go ahead and start on our first waypoint and just let him get going. And then we'll hop out and grab the other combine here. And I'm going to go ahead and, oh, I forgot to copy the course. We're going to come back over here into this combine. I'm going to copy that course real quick. And then we'll hop on over here and just paste this right on in there. Start him off on the right-hand side on the first waypoint. And see if we can knock this field out a little faster than we've done the previous fields. And really the test here is going to be whether or not we can get the unloader set up correctly to unload these combines. But, you know, we'll make it work, I'm sure. There we go. Feels good to have 2 giant combines going, and even with 2 of these giant combines, it is going to take a little over 2 hours to knock out this huge field. That's all right. We've got lots of other jobs here in front of us. Speaking of other jobs, we had started this guy out on spraying here, but unfortunately, I think I messed up his spray course. So we're going to go ahead and have to grab him here and help him figure out exactly where he needs to be. If I remember correctly, we were spraying down the other way here when we ran out. And unfortunately, if you exit the game sometimes when you're in the middle of stuff. It didn't keep my waypoints, and it might have been because, if I remember right, I was on a different version of Courseplay when I started this job off, and so we still have a course loaded, surprisingly, but I need to come out here to where we were and just get the sprayer going again. And of course, we were just at the other end of the field, almost to the very end of this line, so it was a nice, healthy run to get over here. And I'm going to just go ahead and start the Courseplay driver off here on the nearest waypoint. Everything's looking good, and then I'm going to remember to come over here and just turn on... Nope. That is not what I wanted to do. Hang on. I don't think I need to turn this on. I think I just need to have this Courseplay button checked, and then Courseplay will automatically trigger this course. I think I messed that up. It's been a while since I've used this integration. I know we just used it on the other field, but I think as long as I have the Courseplay button checked here at the time that I start Courseplay, everything will be good. We'll find out. I can keep an eye on how full he is up here in the upper right-hand corner. And as you can see, we've already got our combines getting about half full here as well. So we need to let this guy go. I think he's good to go now. And jump back over here into this field. I want to run our grain cart out here and see if I can figure out how to unload these combines. Make sure there's actually enough room once we're driving down the field. Plus, when we're opening up the headlands, it's always easier to do the first round on our own rather than relying on the worker. It has a tendency to run into telephone poles and all kinds of other oddities. And then once we get the field opened up, we can switch this guy over to either Courseplay or auto drive. A lot of people have suggested that I set up the little auto drive type loops so that the auto drive unloader can be unloading the combines. I haven't had great luck with it in the past on large fields, but a lot of people have recommended that I try it, so maybe we'll give it a shot this time. And I don't have the sharp corners on when I generated this field, so you can see we're missing little tiny bits there. Unfortunate. Yeah, there's not going to be any way to unload that lead combine going down the line here, but this will be a great chance for me to see if I can unload on the go with the other combine here. Now I might have to adjust that spout to point out a little bit on this one because I got to get pretty close to do the unload here. Now Courseplay is able to drive straighter than I am while it's unloading, so as long as I get the offset right, this wouldn't be too big of a deal. It's definitely unloading. It looks a little awkward there, but I might jump in there and see if I can extend that snout out a little bit just to make sure that it's easier. It doesn't look like it's fully extended right now. So let's hop out and give it a shot. Whoops. That would have not ended well for me. All right, hang on. Pipe out. And then... well, it's adjusting the header at the same time. I always hate when you've got implements that have multiple things on the same key bindings. It's a very slow drag. There we go. I think that's as far out as I can get it. Now, if I start this guy back up, will that stay out? That's my hope. Let's give it a shot. Keeping an eye, that lead combine's going to get full very, very soon. He's at 91%. There we go. That's much better. So if I can make sure I've done that on the lead combine as well, we'll have a much better time. I'm just going to empty this one out before I head up here. It does look like he is in between poles at the moment, so I'm hoping I can sneak up around here and get him unloaded. Like so. He's going to want to unload on the go, isn't he? It's not going to work, pal. You're gonna have a telephone pole. We might have to hop in there and stop him. Alright, let's do it. Leap the head. I'm going to pause this guy for a moment. We wanted to double check that we're all the way extended here. It looks like I am. Yeah, plenty of room to get in there. I mean, not plenty, but it works. So this extra header is going to save us a fair amount of time over the course of harvesting several fields, just because it is so wide. A couple extra meters is going to do great things for us. And of course, this guy's being impatient. Wait your turn, please. Just because the other driver isn't going doesn't mean you can cut in front of us. And man, that unload speed, not stellar, is it? Not a problem when we're unloading on the go, but this is taking a minute. I want to get him all the way emptied out, so we've got a half a chance of getting around to the other end of the field. We can always unload on the way back down easier because that's alongside another field and there's no telephone poles. And this guy then should be also good to go again. Perfect. And just those two combines were already at 70% on the grain cart here. I'm sort of curious to know now if we could use that big Balzer cart with these larger combines, how that would work out. I'm not sure. We might have to try it out at some point here. But let's take a quick switch here on our gears, what we're working on, and look at our course for a second, because I'm trying to figure out where the split is. It looks like the lands cut through in the middle of the field is going to be right here. And that means that I want my field spot where I bring the semis in. I'm trying to think, my auger's on the left-hand side, so if I come down here, I want to turn this way to unload into the semi. So I want to make sure that my semi parks kind of in the middle, but just past that middle point. So we're going to go ahead and grab the semi now and turn this on. I don't know exactly where that middle point is, so we're going to have to kind of drive down here a little ways and then take a peek at the map again. We're going to eyeball it a little bit. Maybe it's, gosh, I don't know. Right here where this bump in the track is, looks like a good spot for me to curve outwards. So if I go right here and we look at the map, yeah, this will be perfect. So we're going to make sure I'm past that node a little bit. Just do one of these. And I'll bring this right out to about here. And this is field, what, 32? Get one more point out of it. And then from here, I'm gonna have this guy kind of twist up into the field a little bit and then do his nice sharp turn right back towards this point here, which I can connect manually. Perfect. Now all I need to know is where I'm supposed to be taking all the grain for this contract. Harvesting contracts going back to Central Valley Ag. So I'm gonna load at field 32, and I'm gonna sell at Central Valley Ag. I believe this is sorghum. So let me get whipped around here to point the right way, and I'll just send this semi to his destination. Now, this guy needs to be turned on, and I think from this point, yeah, I guess I did need to turn him on. From this point, he should drive out to field 65 waypoint, which is in the corner over there. Get on the road, go refill, and bring himself back. We'll find out. But we have no time to sit around. We have got to go empty these combines. They're both over half full already, and working their way down towards the corner. I'm hoping that we can catch up with them here at the corner and unload them on the way down the field. I think that would be the best bet. Just that way I'm not up on the train tracks or anything with our grain cart. That could be a disaster. And I've already got enough to send a semi on the way, so I really want to get these guys emptied out to the best of my ability so that we can get that semi moving. I think we're already going to need to have multiple semis. I'm going to empty the back one a little bit here because that lead combine is almost to the corner. I won't make it up there in time. So I want to let him make the corner. And we'll see how this goes. Oops, don't get too far ahead. There we are. And I also want to leave enough capacity here to empty that lead combine some. I want the lead combine to always stay in front of this one, so maybe I'll stop this at 85%. Yeah, we'll stop there. Give me enough capacity to really empty this lead combine out. Ah, yes, so he's not making a sharp corner at all. He is just doing the turn. So we're gonna lose our corners. We may have to come back and clean those up at the end. We'll see how it goes. But this is gonna be a much easier side to unload on because we've got this little road here. If I can just stay off of that header. Got a little close there, but I don't think we actually nudged it any. We've got grain coming out through the bottom of the grain cart. Somebody fix that hole. We're at 100% now, just about. Yep, there we go. Let's get this up to the truck, and hopefully these guys will make it down to the end of the field. Probably not, though. That'll be okay. This is field 32 that we're working on. What I'm gonna do is, I'm trying to think. Am I gonna set up the auto drive, or are we gonna, let's give course play a chance first, because course play, I know a lot of people said they've had better luck with auto drive. We're gonna try auto drive out here very soon. But before we do, I want to give course play a chance with the newest version. It messed up being able to run that other harvester in the field, unfortunately. But maybe its unloading has improved slightly, and it's going to be able to unload this into that double hopper trailer. That's what I want to find out. So I'm going to come down here onto the headland, and we're just going to turn it on, and we're going to go see if it will unload automatically for us, or if it's broken. Too far away from the field. I'm right here. Let's go in a headland. Okay. I want the field position to be here. My target position to be up there. Start job. Too far away from field. Oh, that's probably the message from before. So I've got a green arrow here. All right, I think he's got it. All right, let's see. Moment of truth. Do you got this, course play? Are you gonna let me down again? Why is he going forward? Stop driving forward. This thing still unloads super fast, at least. All right, are you gonna inch forward or what? You are not. Okay, so course play has failed us again. Let's get this semi moving, and then I will create a auto drive course to hopefully solve this. Now, I don't remember if the auto drive course needs to be a loop or if I can just have a start end point. Let me see here. Unload combine. This is where we wait. This is where we sell. I think I've always done it as a loop before. The problem is I don't want it to connect to the existing course that's here. And both of my combines are about full. So let me go empty them first, and then I'll goof off with creating an auto drive course to test this out in a second. Alright, so we're getting this lead combine going, although we're right near the corner, so I hope he stops at this corner and we can just finish unloading real quick. And then I'll run down and unload the second combine on the go, because I think it's just about to stop behind us here. Oh, this guy is not going to stop for me. That's alright, we'll take him to the corner, and then I'll circle around. I'm going to let him go. Oh, he's going to back up. I'm in the way. Hopefully the other combine isn't in the way. Is this sign a thing? It is not. We're going to run over this poor realtor's sign. Alright, this other combine didn't make it, 99%. I was hoping it was going to make that turn there. I didn't look at the percentage, though, or I wouldn't have wasted my time waiting to see. That's alright. We'll have another goofy corner unload here. This is where that vehicle speed sync mod really helps out, because as it speeds up and slows down in the corners, the tractor just kind of does its thing automatically for me. And then I'm going to let him turn. I'm going to get out of the way. Trying to avoid hitting the tongue of the trailer on the tracks here. It looks like that other combine is going to try and cut through, which is really unfortunate. I should unload him before he does this. Stop! Let's rush down here and see if I can stop the combine. I'm gonna need to stop both of them, though. Oh my goodness, just stop, dude. Alright. Stop. Let's just jump to the next one and stop him as well. While I'm thinking of it, or checking in on our sprayer here real quick. Looks like it's getting to the field 65 point. Is it going to go out to where it was doing its course play track? There it goes. All right. So here we go. We're going to back this guy up. Turn on just enough lines to know where I'm at. Because I think if I empty him out here, we'll have enough tank capacity to get to the other end of the field. If I've got enough room in the quad track. I don't think it's going to be enough, folks. We'll find out in a second, I suppose. There we go. Alright, well, I'll just leave this parked here. Check the sickles there, I guess, with my body. Not the most effective way to do it, but, you know, sometimes you do what you gotta do. Okay, grain cart's full. We've still got a little bit left in here, but not that much, so we're doing pretty good. I'm gonna go ahead and kick this guy back off. And then we'll come up here and grab the other combine real quick and just get it started on where it needs to go. Hopefully I can figure that out, since we kind of hijacked him before he got to where he was going. Looks like it's right here. Whoops. Let's get behind the line, so to speak. We're a little bit misaligned here. That's all right. It'll figure it out. All right. We're off, even though we're kind of full up on grain here. We got to wait for that semi to get back. And this is the hardest part of getting the field started, is getting it opened up like this. I think now that it's opened up, we'll hopefully be able to keep going. So let me start this back off and see if I can figure out how we're going to do this courseplay course for running the grain. So usually what I like to do here is have a loop. And the start point and the end point here. But I need to not get in the way of the semi. So I'm going to come over here, right in the middle area of this, and have our exit point. And I'm going to create a new point here. Why am I not able to get rid of my mouse? Here we go. And I don't know what I'm going to call this. I'm going to call this Field 32 Combine. And then this path is going to take me around the front side of the truck, because usually you want to have them facing opposite ways. In case I do get to having multiple vehicles and stuff. If one's full and waiting to be emptied and all this good stuff, they don't get in each other's way. Now, this would be easier if the truck was actually here, but I'm going to assume that that center line is the center of the truck. And we're going to just come right in here. Oh, and the truck's coming back right now, so I'll be able to see where he stops. This is going to be perfect. Hopefully I'm not in the way. Should be fine. And the reason to see where he stops is so important is I want to make sure that my unload point is set far enough forward that the tractor will drive up to it to fill both hoppers of the semi here. So, for example, I can fill the front right here, but I don't want my waypoint to be here. I'm going to want my waypoint to be just up past the back end of the semi, so that we will pull forward far enough that we're unloading into the back half as well. So I'm going to keep driving forward with this guy. And I got a point right there. I'm going to name this Field 32 Unload. And I'll probably drag it forward a little bit after this guy gets out of here. Or after I get done making the course. We can do it now, actually, so I don't forget. We'll just drag this forward a bit. That way we know we're pulling forward far enough to handle the unloading. And then this guy should come right back around to this point and wait to be called for unloading. Let's see how this works. I think this is how I've done this in the past. We're going to find out. So field combine, field unload, and go. And there's no harvester with the same target. So now we come up here, and all I have to do is say, this is field 32 combine. And then also this is field 32 combine. And doing that should have the combine calling for an unloader. Our unloader's definitely moving somewhere, so we'll find out here in a second. That lead combine did manage to make the full turn, get all the way through, cutting through the field, which is great. And I'm really just curious to see, is this guy going to stop here at this one, or is he going? He's going all the way to the guy in the lead. He's going to come back to this second combine, unfortunately. That's just the nature of the way the autoload works, is that the lead combine was the first to call for a worker, so he's going to be the first to get attention. I do need that second guy to get unloaded. I should have just stopped my driver here for a second and unloaded that second one first, just because I don't want this lead combine to get too far ahead. But I also want to see that this works without needing any adjustment, because we are so close to the header here. We'll find out in a second. This driver is being quite slow about turning around. I don't know where he's trying to go right now. And yeah, this is obnoxious. Auto drive raises the hood on this tractor. Why is it doing that? I know somebody asked that in the comments. I haven't used auto drive. This is one of the other reasons why I like using course plays. It doesn't do weird things like this. Let me see if there's a setting here that's doing something. Cycle, automatic tip side, automatic covers. Maybe if I turn that off. Apply. And why is it, he's backing up? Well, like, I don't understand. This is, everybody tells me that auto drive works so much better for unloading for combines, but like, he didn't unload. What is he doing? This is not what I would call better. I don't want my combine stopped. I want him to drive up here and unload ASAP. Is he going to the other combine now? Did that combine stop calling because he got full and had to stop or something weird? I need to get the hood put down and see if the automatic covers option goes away, or is what was causing this. But I don't want to mess up the auto drive driver just yet. I'm going to let him finish doing his turn. It looks like he's just a bit too close, so I need to offset left a little bit. Distance combine, distance kept from combine when following its rear end. That's not it. Pipe offset, here we go. Let's go up to 0.75 and see how it works. I don't think the combine's trying to drive right now because I've got my tractor stuck in front of it. I'm gonna disable this. Oh no, it was causing the guy to be stopped because of auto drive. Hang on. Is there an unload on the go? Distance, park and field. Not on this. Maybe it's in the combine itself. Combine, pre-call, active unloading. Unload harvesters while driving is set to yes. Okay, let's see here. I'm going to fix my hood. I think that's the Y key. And I have that setting turned off now. So let's turn this guy back on. No, he's going to... Why is he doing that? I don't see any settings that should be causing it to do anything of the sort. I don't understand why it's raising the hood on me. But it is a little obnoxious. Looks like I pulled up a lot better here, though. I'm off the side of the header, at least. We'll see if this allows me to unload a little bit better, maybe. I'm at 100%, so I would expect this guy to just run down here now and get unloaded. I think this is going to be one of those cases where auto drive works better for unloading at the edge of the field into the semi, but courseplay driver seems to be working better so far for unloading the actual combines in motion. We'll find out though. Semi should be almost back, which is great. And yeah, he's getting whipped around here just in time to come unload. I guess this will be the first full test that this is working correctly, since last time we were kind of already recording the thing. I don't expect any problems with this part of the equation, though. This seems to work pretty good. What I'm worried about, though, is that this guy won't be empty, and he's going to be sitting here waiting for another truck to come by. Oh, and we didn't pull forward far enough. So between the head... Oh, why didn't we pull forward to this point? Can I move it forward some? Like, I'm not at the point. I think auto drive's having the same problem here. I'm gonna let him come around the corner. Hopefully that combine gets out of my way. But I want him to go to the unload point, so I'm gonna send him this way. Of course, of course. At least they didn't actually crash. And now I can't get him to go back down this course because he's trying to figure out how to go unload the combine that got full. because the combine called for an unload while I was in the middle of trying to do this. There we go. Let's see if he'll do it now. All right. We've circumvented the system. A lot of a monkey business here just to see if this will work. And even if it does work, I don't know if I want to keep using it because my friggin' head is stuck open. Why? Why do these mods have to have so many problems? I don't know if this is an auto drive problem or a key binding problem that the mod is using a key that it probably shouldn't. I don't know. But either way, it's mildly frustrating. You just want your stuff to work. This is why I don't try new things, folks. Every time I try new things, I seem to run into difficulties. So this is working better-ish now that I've got the unload point dragged a little bit further forward. Technically, I think this would work. But I think it's been less of a hassle to use the course play mode. Now this is the problem with this, right, is he's gonna sit here and just wait for another semi to come by and finish unloading him before he does anything, which doesn't really work for me. So I'm gonna go ahead and stop this, and we're gonna go back over here onto the field, and I'm just gonna say go unload some combines. This is just so easy to just hit the button and have it do its thing. Now I do need to potentially increase the offset here. So I'm gonna make that 1.5. It's gotta be close, but not that close. 1.7. I think 2 looks good. Let's give it a bit to straighten out, make sure I don't lose it as we straighten out. That's pretty good. I might go 1.8 though, just to run with it. Now, my hood's open because I forgot to close it. Courseplay not opening my hood on me. So as soon as I get this guy emptied out, I'm gonna fix that and just make sure that that's the case and I just wasn't noticing it. Get rid of this obnoxious window so I can look down into my hopper. I can always just look at the percentages up in the upper right-hand corner too, I suppose. I always forget about that. And this one's pretty good. I'm gonna stop this for a second. We're gonna put our hood down. Thank you very much. And then since he's pretty well emptied, I'm gonna start this guy off again. And he should go and empty the other guy off with what little he's got left in his grain cart, what little capacity we've got left. And as you can see, I mean, all I have to do is hit play, and this guy just does his thing. That's so much easier than monkeying with the auto drive settings and trying to do a separate course for it, and then it doesn't really work that well. This is just the easiest mode that we've got for running multiple big combines like this. And I don't know. I know people say that the auto drive one works better, but man, Courseplay doesn't have all these wonky things going on. And this is the other thing, right? Courseplay isn't raising my hood. So that leads me to believe it's not a problem with the tractor. That's an auto drive problem that's making my hood go up for some unknown reason. Yeah, auto drive hasn't seen any updates since I think February. It's been a while. I know it just kind of works, but there's definitely some room for improvement there. And Courseplay's not without fault. It doesn't handle the double hopper thing very well, so it's got its drawbacks, but we've got push button access. It's just the easiest way to get it going. You push the play button and you're done. But enough with the ranting. Let's double check on things. This truck is still going up to the shop, so we're gonna need another semi here soon. And I know this guy's been working, I think, so I just wanted to check on him and make sure that this is actually working out for us. He should pull right in here and start loading up liquid fertilizer. Yeah, the spraying stuff is working out great for us. I like it. What we need now, though, is another semi with a big trailer. So let me look. I put some trailers on here that should be single hopper types. I've got the end dump here, which, if I remember correctly, this is going to raise it up on a giant hydraulic. That is not going to work out for us with what we've got. I have this Lizard trailer that I know has a single hopper, and then I think this spread axle Wilson has a single hopper that we can use. So I'm trying to compare capacities here. This can go up to some pretty unrealistic sizes. This one would be realistic, I think, but is it a double hopper or a single hopper? I don't remember. I don't have any options here. It looks like it's double hoppered. So I'm going to come back over here and we're going to play it safe. I'm just going to double check I don't have any other modded trailers on here. I want to say this was the one that I had identified, and the tub configuration could be single or double, but we're not going to go for the cheating capacity. We're going to go for a single standard capacity trailer. My wheel brands I'm not as picky about, but I do not want this giant lizard logo on the side of my trailer. Thank you. I'm not sure what steering I'm going to get on my rear wheels. We'll find out, I suppose. And I also change my tarp cover decals. Yeah, you know, nothing against the mod maker here. I just like my more general look here. And my main color, this metallic color, is fascinating, but maybe we'll go for a nice metallic gray. And we're gonna update our rims to, do I have like a chrome gray? Yeah, not quite the color chrome I was expecting, but I think it's also the lighting in here. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and buy the semi. We're gonna put a lot of miles on this thing. So I'm gonna buy one of those, and then I've got a bunch of trucks installed on here, I think. And I'm gonna go ahead and get me the good old Peterbilt day cab here. I wanna say I've even got my logos on here somewhere. Just like that. What are we gonna do? We're gonna soup this thing up all the way. I like the tires. You know, I kind of like the basic look here. I'm not going to change a lot of the settings on this. The only thing I'm going to do is hop in here and we're going to adjust our colors. I tend to like the blacks for my semis, but blue also looks kind of snazzy here. So maybe we'll go with a nice blue. I like the blues as well, and I'm going to be buying that as well. And hopefully this is going to pull that trailer without any problems. No, no, no. The trailer's not on the field, buddy. He is just determined to get this semi out of his way. You know, the cover is not even off on this thing. I don't know what you expect to do. He is anxious to get out there and unload those combines, though. He is like, dude, we have got to get moving. We have got combines sitting idle in this field. I'll get it hooked up. Just give me a second, pal. If I can back up straight. Alright, here we go. Bringing it back. I think with a single hopper like that, you'd at least have some chains or something across the sides, some bars. Give it some strength. I don't think the bars on the top are doing a whole lot. Oh, and that semi's just gonna come rocketing down here and slam into us, isn't he? Look at this. Look at this guy. What was that about? Oh my goodness. I didn't even know that's auto drive for you. I'm trying to get just enough room to get by him here. All right. And we're gonna get our pickup and deliver. So I'm gonna pick up at field 32, and I'm gonna deliver to Central Valley Ag, and we're hauling the sorghum. I guess I didn't need to turn around, I'm full, huh? Let's turn back around. We'll send this guy on his way. And that's 1,418 bushels, which is a lot more, or almost 50% more than our other semi is hauling. So I think we'll end up with 2 of these, and we won't have any auto drive problems. with the trailers. So let's go ahead and just come in here. I love these Mack trucks. These work great for most of the stuff I do on the farm. But since I'm having a little bit of problems with the auto drive right now, oops, I hit escape one too many times. But since we're having so many problems with auto drive right now, we're going to just consolidate down to something simpler and run with it. I should have just leased 2 copies of each of these while we were in there, rather than having to go back and forth here. I do like having duplicates, although we bought these, didn't we? So I'm going to just come down here and try to do the same thing. We'll do 2 different trucks. We'll do one that's blue and one that's red, I think. And we'll put our logo on there. Yeah, logo looks good on there with red as well. And let's just make sure we get this guy set up and off of the road before our other guy comes back and causes problems. And there we go. We got this guy all set up, and we want sorghum. Just check real quick how close I was to the lines. Not close enough. And there we go. Red semi is all ready to go. You know, the bad part about where we put the semis is the combines always want to come all the way out this far to get to the other lands mode. Might be a problem for us. I'll have to consider that in future runs here. Maybe we just need to do more headland passes, but really 2 big passes with these 62-foot headers is usually enough. All right, so that guy's all good. This guy has been out doing his spraying without any major problems as far as I can tell. We still got a long way to go on this. Let me check here. A little over an hour to go on spraying, not counting the time driving back and forth to the fill point to get more. Now, I could speed that up by bringing something out and filling him on the field manually, but who wants to do that? The whole point of all of this is to see how much equipment I can get running with as little hassle as possible. We've not necessarily been exceeding at the minimizing the hassle part yet, but I think we've just hit that point now where I've got 2 combines moving. They're both in motion. I've got 2 semis now out in the field here, and hopefully this grain cart driver is just going to be able to do its thing now, and we're not going to have to really interact at all with harvesting this field and really moving forward. I should be able to just move this setup out there, make sure my semis have a course to go down, and then all I have to do is hit play on the grain cart driver and he does his thing. That's what I want to see. This is easy mode now for me. So with that, we're going to wrap up today's episode here. And we will be back next time to start working on the achievements finally. We're going to use all the money we're going to get from these 2 contracts to buy a bit of land. And we're going to start figuring out what I need for achievements. I'm going to have the list of achievements up so I can bring it up in the episode. We'll figure out which ones we're going to do in which order, and we're just going to start knocking them out. There's only, 3 weeks left until FS25. I want to get this stuff moving. And hopefully you enjoyed the episode and all the hassle and learning and, you know, all that good stuff that happens here. I think it just makes things more interesting. And if you did enjoy it, hit that thumbs up button. Helps me out a lot. That's all for today. Kedrick out. Oh, cool. The tires turned down underneath the semi. That's what that means. Okay. Who knew?